Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening, dear Mohini Didi. Nice to be Saturday evening and to join. Very lovely to be with you all and happy to be entertained as well. I find that this series is very entertaining, actually. So, good evening, dear Mohini Didi. Nice to see you.
Good evening, Om Shanti.
And for me, it was particularly interesting, this topic of our relationship with matter. Just before you started this topic, I had a feeling I want to change a few things in my apartment because I've been, for 1 year, we're staying in the same place all the time. And then I realized the chair is not comfortable, table is getting old, maybe I need a new carpet. So I decided to change all kind of things. And then I was in a store and I was looking at the options, but then I was hearing your voice speaking to me in the store. And then I got a little bit, not confused, but thinking, because I wanted to change a big table for a dining hall table. And I realized that if my thought was, Eric, you should be very simple, then I would see that table and I said, that's the one I should buy then. But then the thought came, but Eric, you should also be very royal. Oh, I can be royal. Oh, that's the other table. That table is much more royal than the other one. Now, Eric, no, this is Baba's table. Oh, Baba's table. Also, then it should be the white one over there. Change. Then, okay, now this is like, renunciation. Then I don't need to buy table after all. So then I felt, I think I should call Sister Mohini and ask her, which table should I buy? I don't know anymore. So do you have any yuktis to share when we get a little bit, not confused, but we have options? What will be the best attitude before buying expensive items for our place?
Whatever you buy, it should be durable. It should look good. It should be good quality. And always keep in mind that, it will be used for Baba. So, as I said, look good, durability should be there. It's not you buy so simple, so cheap that after one year you have to again change it. So, and also looks royal. I think you can, if you would have sent me, I would have helped you to select because I do that all the time to help people to select about, no, because, when I came, I was in Yagya and Dadi Prakashmani, when, especially with construction of Om Shanti Bhavan, because that's our kind of new experience for Yagya to build a nice, modest hall where we wanted to do VIPs program and conferences. So there were about, I think, 8-10 engineers and architects and Brahmins. They used to sit and Dadi. So many times Dadi will call me. I will sit and listen to their conversation. So they had so many proposals about, but one I could relate to was very good is that when stairs to go up, to Om Shanti Bhavan, a lot of stairs. And then they have this open space where they have exhibits entrance. So this whole question was, because that near Abu, they have marble, they have all marble factories, right? When you come, you see marble factories. So everyone was saying we should use marble. All the temples, they use marble. So you have to remove shoes when you go on marble. So, but then some were saying it should be brick, some said concrete. And so Dadi was listening, and Dadi has this formula of what should look good and it shouldn't be very expensive and also practical also, you get certain things, but they're not usable things, they look good. So I learned from there that, yes, so it was decided that it will be a kind of stone which will look like marble, very durable, nice color, and so because I saw a few times and I was in those meetings where what yagya requires. And you will be surprised that Dadi Prakashmani, in her diary, on one page, cost of every tole, you eat something like long, they call it tosha, it's from white flour with sugar coat. And then also, what is Karachi halwa. So that costs, that is at 10 cents, but Karachi halwa is 83 cents. So how much a puri, roti, bread piece? So then it's rated. Anyway, you can't eat puri every day. Your stomach will be sick. But then how much is bread? How much is roti? And Dadi had everything. And many times, because I had great fortune to, eat with her all 3 times when I'm in there. So every time after lunch, uh, when it finishes, then 5 types of rice, 5 types of rice will come, raw rice, to decide which kind of rice they have to buy. It should be basmati every day or little less because of the prices. And so we had to choose medium, Sometimes we will use very high quality rice, but otherwise we will use medium. So this way, every kind of things they had to buy, it used to come on the table, and Dadi Prakashmani will look at it, and we all are sitting. It was learning process, but also to see how they think about yagya. I learned a lot from those things that yes, you can, you know, because if they buy basmati and cook for thousands of people, then of course it's very expensive. But then there was very good quality rice. And at that time, there was some Brahmins who had their very big farms from where truckloads of rice will come. Same was tea, so many things. And you know that there was a time that when they buy oil, then the bottom of oil, a lot is left, which is not good for cooking. So then they were asked, some of the brothers, to go and to learn how to make soap from that. So all the washing soap, all that woolen, they use surf, they call it powder, washing powder like Vim, what they call it, all that they start manufacturing from that layer of oil which was left at the bottom. And everything was so homemade, but very good quality. So I saw how they used everything, didn't waste anything. And you heard this whole long story about when the little parts of the coal hard coke, the little parts are left, what they call it, like pebbles. And so Baba didn't want it to throw it because if coals will come in truck, lot were there. And that is where Baba asked, how they will. In India, they mix the cow dung and make balls or sometimes flat. So Baba announced who would want to make it, and nobody wanted to do that. But that's where Gulzar Dadi's mother, all-rounder Dadi, said, Baba, I will make it. And Baba gave her name all-rounder and gave a lot of blessing that that nothing can be wasted from the yagya. And because of that, she offered to make, regularly she will make that. And she got so many blessings from Baba. So whether it is selection or not wasting, I have so many stories from yagya. And there are some who, even for food, they waste it. But all-rounder Dadi was a kind of a person, she will give everyone whatever. So toothpaste and soap, not to waste it, right? So that toothpaste, we go for toothpaste. Generally, there is 1 month everyone gets whatever, but someone just finished soap very quickly and their toothpaste is gone. So she will show how to take out toothpaste with the roller. With the roller, she will say, "Look how much is still there." So all these things were part of how they respected whatever came in Bandara to use it in a very, very worthwhile way. Otherwise, we throw away the toothpaste, and there's a lot of toothpaste in it. So we do it here too, and we have that. Everything they cut it and they take out hand lotions and things like that. And you will be surprised so much comes out hand lotion. And we were about to throw on, but the sisters here will cut it in two pieces, open it, and take out lot of cream. And so I think that there are many different ways, not only table, but it could be anything. I don't know if we will have training for that, but I'm just giving example that the value of whatever belongs to yagya has been given me should be used to the maximum, right? That's we call protection of yagya.
So we'll take a picture of the dining table and the chairs I bought, and you'll tell me if I made the right choice. I think, according to what
Yeah.
you shared, I went with some good thought, but I was amused by how some thoughts can make us think in one way. Some people they think that because we buy it for Baba, everything should be white and so then we turn into a hospital room before we know, and everything is white. And then you wonder, is this really good or is it just anyway? So it was good. One little thought, I don't have children, but I'm thinking for those who have families, when I'm trustee for myself, or not for myself, but using Baba's money for my own personal use, I understand. But what about parents when they have to decide buying many things for children, clothes, toys, other things? What would you advise? What kind of thoughts to keep in mind so that they don't compromise their trustee awareness with Baba, but at the same time fulfill the responsibilities of their families?
Baba always used to say, never deprive children of anything in the sense of whatever their needs are. But what happens that when one is not in knowledge, then there's a lot of attachment. So in that attachment, what they keep buying, what they keep giving is might not be that much necessary. But I think that with the age, whatever children need, recently there was a very surrender kind of couple. So their son goes in the school and he see, like children play games and they have different kinds of devices. So he wanted it. So some or other, that child and family is very close to us. So I said, okay, I was just joking with them that I will buy a gift for him. How much it costs, tell me, and we will buy for him. And so I think Baba has taught us that, both ways, children should also not get like, they need things and they need to play, they need to grow. So they need books or whatever devices are required. I think we need to provide them. Comfortable living is very important. That is why anyone who, in the beginning, somebody took 100 rupees to Baba to give. Those days we didn't have checks and all that. And Baba will say, oh, hold on, give. Do you have enough saving? Do you given everything to your family? And okay, if this is your saving, then keep 50, give Baba 50. It was never like, okay, give more, keep giving. And of course, it's not people didn't give, but also Baba helped them to see that yes, they have to fulfill their responsibility and no one should be penniless by saying, oh, I don't have any saving. Baba always used to say, even when I got 500 rupees from Baba to decorate center I kept 50 rupees aside because that's the sanskar, just keep for emergency. So I think that it is necessary that fulfill whatever, because from where children will get it. No? So it
Mm.
is necessary if whatever their needs or sometimes their desires, sometimes because everyone has it, they want it. I think they have to take care of that.
So it's good. We can tell them, yeah, you fulfill your responsibilities, but also the question of attachment, it's a new trick. We can tell them if you reduce your attachment by half, you'll save your budget by half. So it could be a nice encouragement to reduce attachment so they don't have to spend extra or unnecessary things. Less attachment means more money in your pocket. I think this will be a new trick to invite people not to have so much attachment. I was thinking also, Mohini, one thing that I don't think you mentioned anything about karmic accounts with matter. And I was wondering, where do you see this coming into place? I see some people, the way they treat matter, they break things, they lose things, they have a strange relationship with matter. Is this a karmic account, and does this come back to the soul at some point? Where do you see karmic accounts into this whole thing?
Yeah,
I know it's a big
definitely.
topic.
Because I think somewhere we took it that every karma we do involves matter, involves nature, right? Even body is part of that. So when we're doing through bodies, negative actions, so sufferings come. Same is with material things. There is a saying in Path of Bhakti that Lakshmi gets annoyed, like she feels that she hadn't been respected properly. So misuse of money or abuse of any kind of thing or any kind of wastage. When we were little, we were told that every grain you throw, that means, when you don't eat food, leave it in plate and throw it, that God will put a kind of wrap around your eyes and will ask you to pick every grain, blindfold you in. So we are taught that there shouldn't be any wastage. But also one thing I was taught, and I believe in two things what Mahatma Gandhi said, but also there are so many people in the world, they are deprived, they don't get enough food, enough water, enough living. So it's like you have to feel bad or guilty. Karmic account also, that some are deprived and you have abundance and you are wasting it. So the matter definitely calculates it, and from the nature is some kind of punishment comes, right? So we have to be very, very careful, not waste anything. We can use it, and but some sister sitting next to me here saying that these days children have a lot of demands. So I
And
said, well, with children also, parents have to look at them as souls, right? So when there is soul consciousness relationship, they will know up to what extent they should fulfill their desires, or to what extent they should explain them what is not good for them and what is beneficial for them. I think that could also help. But definitely karmic accounts with the nature, with the matter. And overall, we see in the whole world, because of the greed, all the metal has been taken out from the earth. So now they have to drink mineral water because there are no minerals left in the water, no minerals left on the earth. So there is organic food. So it's like people out of greed have taken out everything from the nature. And that's why Baba says, in the end, everything will merge in again, and earth will become very fertile. Your palaces will be golden, because all that metal which we have taken out will again go back to the land. So definitely karmic accounts are there.
what if you were mentioning, yes, children want all kind of things, and what if a child wants to have a pet at home? Let's say children wants to have animals. maybe, I don't know, is there a difference if they ask for a dog or a snake? Is dog okay, but snake not okay? Or how does it work?
I don't know if they ask for snake, but they definitely ask for cat or dog. Mm. I think that it's two things, you know. One is, of course, I know some families, even like they came in knowledge, but just 1 year before they bought a pet, and because children really insist on that. But again, when it comes to hygiene point of view, unless you have something separate, otherwise making bhog and these pets all over the bed and kitchen and dining table, and so some one or two places still have it, but then the way I understand, I went to one center once time in Chicago. So this sister had a cat and she couldn't live at apartment, so she brought a center. But we used to see the hair all over of the cat. You can't stop her from coming into any area. So before we are eating, she's dancing on the table, dining table. So ultimately, we had to tell her that let someone else adopt it because they get so emotionally attached. But I have this for 12 years, so how can I get rid of, in the sense of, so we try to find someone else who can take care. So I know that this issue comes, but when we think of hygiene and all that and maintenance, and then, okay, you shower after going to toilet, but then if to wash cat all the time or dog, then will you shower or not? Means so many questions of hygiene disciplines come. So based on that, everyone has to decide.
But they may want to have a BK cat, a cat that a white, the cat could be white. And, if the cat promised to be nice and to take shower, to eat vegetarian food, maybe they can put a net around so the hair doesn't fall everywhere. Maybe we should just invent a new BK cat, some cat compatible.
Somebody
But I know
has
what you
to
mean. It's complicated. Yeah.
somebody has to get into business, right? To create BK cats or have a center for them, you know.
That's very good. Maybe we should have an Avyakti Parivar for the animals at some point.
Avyak, Avyakti Parivar doesn't believe to have the
No.
pets because see, I know that when I came to England, a lot of people said, "Oh, these Indians they don't like pets," but it's not that their production is natural, right? It's a business. The way they produce them, pets and all that. If you see the business involved in that, like in India when we had dogs on the street, or which sometimes you still do, then all the neighbors come together and feed the dog and all that. But what I'm saying that it's not they doing it for protection of animals, but they are produced. It's a whole business behind that. And so I don't see that, at least I don't have that sympathetic kind of attitude. And so I would just say BKs don't start doing business,
Yeah,
right? Don't think of BK cats. I mean, unless you have idea about it.
no. And I don't imagine, I cannot imagine you having during class having a nice wet cat on you and then petting a nice big cat. I cannot imagine this happening. So I think we're okay until some later time in the Kalpa. We can think about it. I'll come back to it just before we finish about this karmic situation. But I was reflecting when I hear you speaking often about the elements, the regard, the respect we have for nature. I was intrigued and thinking there's something I couldn't put my finger on when you were speaking. And then I realized that what I feel from you, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was feeling that it's almost as if you have more of a motherly nature towards nature and matter than a consumer nature and attitude. And I felt, oh, that's what it is. Maybe Sister Mohini is more, your heart is bigger for nature. than what you take from nature. Is this possible? And I felt that some of us, we have to pay for some karmic accounts for abusing nature in the past. And now we have to restore a proper relationship with nature. But I was thinking that for you, it seems you're almost motherly towards nature. Is that possible?
It's other way around because nature is my mother. Because I feel that I'm being sustained by nature, you know. So nature, they always say in India also mother nature, no mother country, but also mother nature. So my love for nature is more like my love for my mother, because just imagine if you don't get proper air, if you don't get sunlight, if you don't get rain for the grains, or how will you survive, you know? So it's not only, so both ways it could be, because I am always motherly for not only nature, for everyone. That's I had been, when I came in Gyan, I was very young. So Didi Manmohini said, think about, you are all world mothers, Jagat Mata. So that was kind of awareness. But also before Gyan, no, in traditional way, we used to worship Tulsi. We used to water sun in the morning. We will look at the moon and break some fastings. So there was always in that age, maybe all of you, if you don't remember, there was more connection with nature. And now we are so disconnected from nature. So we have every product ready, everything. You know, we don't see the roots, we don't see the origin. Like, just imagine someone said, living in New York, in Manhattan, you see all these tall buildings of bricks and everything. You never see a proper tree or anything, you know. But when we lived, we're surrounded by the nature in small towns, and it was not like the way commercial cities are today. So we have, most of the people have lost touch with the nature. Even they like to go for long walks in the forest, you know, trails and all that. So it's like they have to do it. It's not, their surroundings are not of the nature too. But yeah, definitely I have love for nature, because nature is my mother nurturing me. But also, of course, I really respect and love to take care of nature, because it's for everyone's benefit, right?
Mhm. I was using motherly, but maybe the best word would be like a master, because it feels like you are, for us sometimes, for me anyway, I know I was a little bit not worshiper of nature, but I needed from nature to sustain me, and I was like missing the beauty, the richness of nature, and I was consuming nature. But I feel from you as if you are more like a master. And yes, mother, and nature is the mother, but she's a mother which is sick at the moment. It's a mother that almost we need to look after her more than she can look after us.
Mm.
I feel when you talk that you have a caring attitude towards the grain, towards food, towards matter, and you provide an energy which is elevated to matter. So we serve nature. Baba always says you have to serve nature. So that in that way, I felt you were less
Yeah.
taking from it than you were giving back to it.
Because in golden age, no, Baba says matter will be serving you. And also towards the end, you know, if you have created good karmas, then no calamity, nothing of climax will affect you. And I have so many experiences with that. One time is up. I went to one of the country in South America, small country, and the temperature was 100 degrees. So they said it's never that hot, and it hadn't been raining. So I said, fine. Anyway, I've landed. So we will bear it. You have fan or something. They said, "Ah, we have fans." Said, okay. And you will be surprised. We left airport, and before reaching center start raining. And they say, oh, we didn't really, we had no expectation of rain. So I don't know. I don't have fear of heat. Once we went for a program, I don't know, Bhumi was with me. So heavy rain, so much big storm, and they had a big program that evening. That means even if you come out of airport, the wind was wind and the water. So I said, it's all right. Today we are off, no lecture. But rain stopped at 5. We had a big program. Many, many experiences with the nature. Very friendly, very cooperative. Okay.
Yes, we'll continue next Saturday. So thank you so much, Mohini Didi. Really appreciate. And yeah, I'll think about all this. And good evening, everyone. And let's enjoy the new series tomorrow. So it'll be lovely. So thank you and good night.
Eh, Om Shanti, Brother Eric, I would like to add something in it. Actually, when there was a conversation about children, and I'm not sure if everyone is aware of this, that there are many video games which generally children demand for it, and some of the video games which teach them so much violence, because they generally don't do shooting or fighting physically, but when they are into the game, that's where they learn all these things. And there are many cases even happened with PKs, where their children had done something like that, because the way they learn all these things by just looking at the video games, doing those things. Sometimes parents do give them things and they even don't know, they are not even aware of it, that what's happened in the room when they are playing the games. Second incident I came to know, it was awareness about that nowadays what's happening, that in mobiles they have these games, so certain games which are more likely for trapping the children's, like they have like one level, two level, third level, and these levels are taking them into different places in physical way. And when they are going into the physical, like, and they trap them, and sometimes it's really not very good scenario. So people really get into that, and children are not even aware that. And in that games they tell them not to mention about the game to anybody, not to say anything which level you have achieved. And that's how they have put themselves into so much risk, actually. So that's why I was just telling Didi that of course children demand, but sometimes some of the demand parents should be more aware of it, that is it harmful or is useful for the children. So just wanted to share with
Sure.
the family.
And maybe from today, because of our thoughts and with Didi's help, we will start a new energy that will bring artists to create video games that are BK compatible, with white cats and white vegetarian dogs in there, and nobody will shoot anyone. And maybe the world is changing the diet. Many people are becoming vegetarian, and they're aware of what they consume physically. So maybe we'll start a new energy so that they create video games that are like vegetarian food for the kids. That's our blessing for video games to change.
Okay. Om Shanti.